Okay, really quickly, I wanted to make a tutorial about items in Albion. And I'm at the market right now, and I'm just gonna purchase an item. Let's clear this search results. I'm just gonna search. Let's use these search options at the top. So I want to find an armor. Okay, I want to find a plate armor. Okay, we're gonna look for the next option is tier. So we're gonna choose tier 4. Okay, and if we click on this soldier armor, you can see an item power of 700 plus 340 mastery bonus. Yes? So since I have 340 mastery levels, it increases the item power. Pay attention to this item power number because it's important, okay? So a difference of 100 or 200 item power is actually quite significant in deciding the outcome of a fight. So you want your item power to be as high as you can manage it, okay? Now, what I'm going to show you here is that this item power is affected if you choose a different quality and a different enchantment. Okay, so we're going to go into how these two things work right now. Let's say start with the enchantment. Okay, enchantment 0 is just a regular soldier armor. Okay, if we choose enchantment 1, that's going to be, let's type soldier armor. Enchantment 1 soldier armor has one little diamond at the bottom here. Okay, one diamond gives it an item power of 1140. So it went from, what was it at 0? It went from 1040 to 1140. So the enchantment added 100 to the item power. This is important. Pay attention. 100 item power for one enchantment. What do you think is going to happen for 2 enchantments? It's going to go up by another 100 points. Okay, so let's click on this one. 1,260. Now it's slightly different because this is a different quality. We can talk about quality now. Excuse me. This quality is good. Let's go to outstanding quality. Now it's up by 20, 1280. Let's try excellent quality. Now it's 300. So now it's up by 200 from the enchantment, 60 from the quality. Yes? So if you hover your mouse over the item power, it actually tells you where you're getting this item power from. Now what's the difference between 1,000 item power and 1,300 item power? Let's take a look at these stats down here at the bottom. You can see armor 245, magic resistance 201. Let's reset back all of that back down to 0. And you can see 219 versus enchantment 2 outstanding, 219 versus 243. So you're getting about 20 extra HP, extra armor, excuse me. 582 is the health, and let's go back. Max health 428. So you get an extra 100 HP, another 20 armor. It gives you a lot of stats for that item power. Yes? If I'm making sense, I hope I'm making sense. So now let's go to enchantment 3 and excellent quality. This is about as good as it can get. 1,400. 300 from the enchantment because there's 3 diamonds down here. 3 diamonds means plus 300. Okay? And then 60 from the quality and 340 from the mastery. So this is a pretty strong item power to have in 4.3. So let's try going up from 4.3 to tier 5.3. What do you think is going to happen to the item power between tier 4 and tier 5? Well, we know the tier 4 is 1,400 even. Let's go to tier 5. This one is 1517. So it went up by 117 points, the item power. Yes? So what I'm trying to say here is the difference between let's say 4.2 is going to be 1,300, and then if we do 5.1, 1,317. That means it's a difference of, it is exactly the same, almost exactly the same. 1,300 versus 1,317. So each enchantment and each tier adds about 100 item power. So from tier 4 to tier 5 is 100, 100, 100, 100. Enchantments, 100, 100, 100, 100. This is unilateral across the board for every item in the game. So if you go to tier 8, 8.3, here's your 7 million silver piece, 1800. Let's say if I go to 7.3, that's going to be 1700 instead. Okay, so 1750 to, what was it again? 1868. So keep in mind how the enchantments work and how the quality works. Each one, the tiers and the enchantments add 100, and the, let's see, the qualities add about 20 each, I believe. 1548, 1568, yes. Each quality adds 20 item power, okay? Now let's talk about what happens when you equip one of these items. I'm going to equip something that I've never put on before. Let's do a tier 4 melee dagger. I can't even wear it. Journeyman's dagger. Let's buy this Journeyman's dagger for 200 silver. I'm going to put it in my inventory. And I'm going to hit I as an igloo on my keyboard to open the inventory. Now we can see my Journeyman's dagger. I'm going to put it on. Now, when you equip your item for the very first time, you'll see the item power, and you're also going to see these flashing circles. Okay, this first one with the Q at the bottom of it, okay, this circle here represents your Q button. Okay, you can press the Q button, and you can choose which skill happens when you press Q. One is Sunder Armor, the other is Deadly Swipe. I'm going to choose Sunder Armor, okay? And that means every time I press Q, when I am in combat and dismounted, we have Sunder Armor on our Q. Now let's go back and choose the other one. You can see Q change. Now it's Deadly Swipe. Let me put on an armor that I've never worn before. Let's do a cultist robe. Let's buy that. Okay, now let's buy the cultist robe. Let's put that on. Now we can see 6 bubbles are glowing here. Okay, see the item power 830. This first one says Mend Wounds. This one says Frost Shield. This one says Levitate. If I choose this first one, it says Mend Wounds. Now you see my R button at the bottom is going to change. Now if I change it to Frost Shield, you'll see the R button changes to Frost Shield. If I press Levitate, the R changes to Levitate. So you choose what happens when you press R when you put on this gear. Now you can also see down below, these 3 buttons are also glowing. They're also flashing on and off. Okay, so I need to choose one of these. These are called passives. Okay, so we're going to choose the passive that I want. Aggression increases all damage by 8%. Concentration reduces cast time by 11%. And efficiency reduces your energy costs by 12%. So if I choose this, my skills will cost less. If I choose this, I will cast my spells faster. And if I choose this, my damage will be increased by 8%. Okay, so that is how to assign your ability and your passive to your item. And this applies to every piece of gear that you put on. This one has an ability of block, and the passive is toughness. Increases your defense by 2.439%. This soldier boots has an active of Rejuvenating Spirit and a passive of Courier, which increases my max load by 52 kilograms. If I press this button and hit increase defense, you'll notice my weight changes to 280. If I put it back to Courier, my weight changes to 137. Okay, so that is how to assign a different passive to your items. Okay. Now notice there's no abilities to choose for a shield. You just get the stats with the shield, with the offhands. Same thing for this Muizak. If I choose this item, this Muizak here, it just gives me stats. It doesn't give me any abilities. So this is for the helmet, armor, shoes, and weapon. You get to choose your abilities and your passive. Okay, so don't ignore these. These are all very important. If you put on a piece of gear, for example, Cultist Cowl. Let me just buy one as an example, Cultist Cowl, take and equip. If you walk around with this Cultist Cowl equipped, and you take a look down here at the bottom where your buttons are, you will see a question mark on your D, because the game doesn't know which button you want to happen. It doesn't know which ability you want to use when you press the D button. So you want to click down here, okay, and choose one of these abilities. It also happens when you press the D key, it's going to pull up that menu again, okay? So the game's trying to tell you with this question mark, hey, you haven't set an ability yet. Let's choose your ability that you want to use. I'm going to choose Energy Regain. Yes? Now we can see the D button has been changed to Energy Regain. And now as for a passive, these are still floating. If I walk around and I don't have any of those passives chosen, then I don't get any of the power boosts from having those choices selected. So here we are. We're going to choose increase all damage and healing cast by 3.5%. And now we can see the physical attack bonus is 3.5% on my stats. Okay. I hope that covers everything. We went over item power. We went over enchantments. We went over the difference in item power from the quality. And we went over how to assign abilities and passives to your equipment. So leave a comment if you have any more questions. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.